Welcome to another episode of the Glint Standard. So last month we talked about how to reduce your stress by managing your time better. This month we're actually going to give you two techniques to use today to take the load off of you. Let's do it.
Music.
Okay. So we talked about the pandemic. I'm not going to go back into that. We talked about how time just is fleeing from us and that it's causing a lot of stress. I feel the stress. Do you feel the stress?
I do. I think as you get older, I can speak from reference on that.
Okay.
Time seems to go a lot faster. Mm-hmm. When you're younger, it's fun. You're doing this, you're doing that. But as you start to get older, you go, okay, I'd like to retain some of that for the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you balance all that? So it becomes really important that way.
Retaining it.
Yeah.
Yep. So time management, all of the researchers, you can watch our other vidcasts or listen to our podcast and you'll see, or you'll listen to all of the stats that say better time management means less stress. So this month we're going to do a little bit something different. I love this.
I know you do.
We are going to do a deep dive into two techniques that you can use to manage your time better and hopefully, probably relieve some of your stress. And the two are the Pomodoro Technique and the Eisenhower Matrix. We're going to start with the Pomodoro Technique. So I'm going to take our viewers and listeners into what it is, the backstory. If it's right for you, then I want to see kind of what you think about it. Because
sure, yeah.
I know you like to just dive into the work and not all of the theory behind some things. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, and sometimes that's as bad as procrastinating. It's extreme on both sides can be bad, right?
Listen, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that out loud. Okay, so the first one.
Yeah.
The Pomodoro Technique. Pomodoro. That's like...
why do I always think that's like a hairdo?
That's a pompadour.
Oh, that's why I think of it.
I think of spaghetti sauce.
Oh, that too.
Right? Yeah. But it's not that. Basically, all it means, or the Pomodoro Technique, is you are getting things done using a focused work session. Keyword, focused.
I like that.
So in the 1980s, there was this student, and actually you can Google it, and I don't know, Jake, do we have show notes? Because I can put an article in. Okay, I can put an article in if you're curious about that kind of backstory thing. But in the 80s, he was a university student who just was behind on all of his classes, and he needed some sort of technique to just get down to business and get work done. And so he created this technique using his tomato-shaped timer.
Pomodoro sauce.
Maybe we should put a picture of that too. Okay. and right now it's a full technique that people use all of the time. And if you go on popular apps, they will encourage you to do this. So what it is, it's basically putting your task or taking a task and taking 25 minutes to complete a task, or maybe a couple, but not a lot. So you're focusing on just one thing for 25 minutes. Then you stop and you take a 5-minute break, and then you start again. And each one of those 25-minute sessions is a pomodoro, a tomato.
A tomato.
So cute. I love it. And then what they say is that you're supposed to do 4 tomatoes or 4 pomodoros and then take a 25 to 30-minute break.
Lunchtime.
You're
Makes sense.
25, 30-minute hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah. What do you think about that?
First off, I'm amazed at what I love about the story to start with, and why it probably stuck, is I'm having a problem. I'm not getting my studying done. I'm not getting this finished. So let me figure out a way that works for me to make it happen. And he did.
To make it happen.
That's an amazing thing. And then obviously people say, how are you doing this? Probably you weren't able to do this before. I'm doing this now.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to try it, and then it sticks, and then it becomes this whole thing. First off, I think that's amazing. I do think both sides, procrastinators and people who just want to dig in deep, don't touch me for the entire day, I've got to be focused in on this, that can be just as bad. I think creatives are a little bit different because you get in a mindset and you're driving, time is nothing anymore. You have no idea what it is because you're so intent on creating that really awesome thing that you're working on, whether you're an artist, a designer, whatever that is. And sometimes even when you're writing a proposal, if you're on the account side, hours go by and you don't even know. And it's important because then you're getting up, and it's not just taking a mental break, but for your body needs it, I think.
I think you do. I think you're right, mental and body.
I mean, your neck probably, your back. I mean, it's going to hurt after a while.
I think you have something too that it's good for the people that need the push, but then it's good for the people that go the opposite direction and can stay in it way too long, and then perhaps maybe their work suffers from that. But
could be.
So yeah, it's kind of staying in the middle. But I think you brought up a good point. Okay, so is this right for you? Is the Pomodoro Technique, having some tomatoes in your day, is it a good thing for you? So here are the things. Are you a student? Students usually can benefit from this. Are you a procrastinator? Yeah, but I'm a good procrastinator.
We all have some of that in us, I think.
We're gonna get to that in just a minute. Ooh, okay. Here's another one. You need control over your distractions. Distractions are just ruining your life.
That's a good one.
And if that is you, you need the Pomodoro Technique. You're a workaholic. This is what we're talking about, the extremes. Yeah. So it's not just people who need some motivation or that kickstart. It might be some structure for people that just need to get back into real life.
So let me ask you this then. So we're talking about the workaholic thing, right? And I tend to find myself falling on that side of it. Not always, but some more so than maybe some others.
Yeah.
What when you love what you do and you drive like that, what is the benefit of taking those breaks? Like how do you see that helping? And I'm asking for a friend.
Okay, I'm gonna respond.
I mean, I kind of think I know, and it is important to me. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I asked you. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is my thought. I think that sometimes we need to take the breaks and we may not know it ourselves because perhaps your work might suffer. You know how they tell you, like, when you're working, take a walk or to get up and stretch, do those types of things. People aren't just making that up. It helps bring blood flow to your brain.
Yes, I think that's
and
important.
It might change the course in how you're doing things. A lot of major decisions that I'm making are not really major decisions at all. I always like to say I marinate because I know the right answer will come to me. It's just at that time it may not be. So my product might be even better if I just took 5 minutes to just step back a second and come back to it. It's almost like as a journalist too, when you're writing, you're so close to the project, you don't even notice that you're missing a word or a comma or something like that. It takes somebody else looking into it. But maybe if I stepped away a little bit, let it marinate for a day or a couple of hours, I won't say a day, a couple of hours, I might be able to spot where I missed that comma.
I think that's probably
or
it
that
right
article there. That I've just, because I'm so focused in on it, I can't see how it interacts with my space.
You're losing the obvious a little bit, probably. The obvious stuff that's not connecting. So I've really thought about this over the last couple of weeks and applying it to different parts of my life, right? So like when I'll use sports or working out, whatever I'm doing, I tend to not breathe.
Yeah.
I'm so focused on what I'm doing here, it's like want to go. Ooh. And it'll get you lightheaded. It'll make you're great in that moment, but then you're just dead afterwards where if you'll breathe, so I think of these breaks as breathing. And if you don't stop to breathe, you can't work well all the way through, right?
I like
that's how I start to go, it's okay, because you got to breathe. And if you don't, when you get to the end, you're going to be dead.
So, I love it. So those breaks in our Pomodoro day,
they're breaths.
refresh, refill,
Yeah.
and moving on.
That's a good
I
way
like
to say
that.
it too.
I
do
like
too.
it. Okay. Oh, another good thing. The Pomodoro technique is probably good for you if you may be a gamer and you thrive on having conquest or goals or reaching the end of a level. That might be a good thing.
Or if you're super competitive and you just want to beat the other person, can you look at it that way?
No, it has
Okay.
nothing to do
I'm sorry.
with the other person. it's about overcoming you. Anyway, but it's funny. This shows our personalities. But if you're a gamer, you would love the Pomodoro technique. You would love some tomatoes and some tomato
That is
sauce.
interesting because I think of gamers going all the time.
Yeah.
Do they ever take breaks? You got to take a break, go to the restroom, obviously. But
Well,
do
yeah.
they really break, and would they be better if they did? It's interesting.
Trevor, are you 16-year-old son? Are you listening? Yeah. I like that. We'll just let it pause and let
Yeah.
that sink in for a second. Okay, not too long. Okay, another thing, Pomodoro technique is awesome if you are if you're a simple technology person. You don't need a lot of extra fancy things. All you need is a timer or your second hand on your watch to be able to say when my 25 minutes is up.
Doesn't have to be complex, yeah. That's a
Doesn't
good
have
point.
to be complex.
Mhm.
Getting back to being simple. Oh, and then the final thing is if you're in an environment like an agency or if you're a lawyer or even a teacher where you really need to measure how you're using your time and if you're using it wisely, Pomodoro is perfect. So I know you had a project the other day, and I think that you just dive into this technique and you just didn't have a
kinda
name
naturally,
for it.
probably.
I think this is like your work style on urgent things.
Yeah.
On urgent things. I think you're pretty diverse, but I would say Pomodoro would be a good way to describe
I probably connect with that more than anything else. I think at the end of the day, too, we always have to remember that techniques are really great to get you on a pathway, especially if you don't know what that is. But you still have to adapt for yourself a little bit. Your thing might be 15 minutes. Your thing might be 30. And it's okay. It doesn't have to be exactly this. But if
doesn't
you're
have to
not
be
sure,
20, yeah.
just follow it to a T and maybe it does work for you. But it's okay to adjust a little bit here or there. But I do think that is, for me, working on an ad campaign, something like that, when I need to be left alone because I want to focus.
Yep.
And if I get interruption, which will happen at the office, it's not a bad thing. It's naturally how it works. It's hard to keep getting your brain back to where you were, and especially on creative, I think your mind tends to start to wander, and whatever's making that happen, you get in that mode, you go. So I'll start with ideas, big, broad, big ideas,
Yeah.
and then I'll take a break. And I'll come back and start to refine them. Okay, these are really the most powerful. And then I'll start to tie in, copy, content, imagery.
So you don't
and
do it
that
all at
narrows.
once. Like,
No.
Yeah. Step by step.
It really is. It's a
Task
step
by
by step.
task.
But again, I'm not so rigid that if I have an idea, I'm like, this is it. And you just know instantly, I will drive that thing to the end to get there. And I get excited about it. And I'll take a happy break. Like, whoo, I'm going to go have a coffee. This is good. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get back to it. And it's almost like a reward.
Yes.
So I play games with myself all the time to get there.
Then this
It's
is
what I do.
this is your thing on some things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, wow. Okay, so for anybody that's interested in the Pomodoro technique, I just have some parting thoughts. We've talked about where it came from. It was university bred, and it's good for people who just need to dive in. We talked about that you are a fan of this technique, and you were doing it, and you didn't even know how you kind of need to customize it for yourself. But anyway, okay, parting thoughts. I digress. So just do it. This technique is for the people that just need to get her done. I'm terrible at cliches.
Get her done. Wow.
Just get her done. That's who it's for. Oh, more importantly, we talked about this last month. Communicate your tomato moments. Communicate them. Let people know. I'm going to focus on work from 9 to noon. This is my Pomodoro technique time. Y'all know what that means. Pause. let them know so that they don't get the wrong idea if you're not entertaining calls, or and then they can prepare their day while you're focused. Plus, it'll make you feel better because you prepare people.
Communication's always key.
Yeah.
And that's how it helps.
And then another thing that you can do with the Pomodoro Technique to get started is just start with your urgent task. So whatever task manager that you have or platform that you use, look at what needs to happen today and try to apply the technique to it and see if you get them done, if you feel better about yourself. So
Rewards.
yeah. So that's the Pomodoro Technique. That's a happy break.
Mm-hmm.
Happy coffee break.
Yeah.
For me, it would be something edible.
Cake.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously, everybody, this is going to be a longer podcast because we're not even into our second technique, which is the Eisenhower Matrix. So let's roll into it. You ready? Now, what? Oh wait, but before we go into it, when you think of Eisenhower Matrix, like what do you think of? Like, what are your thoughts?
Dwight and highway infrastructure. That's what I go to immediately.
Yeah. So you did tie it to Dwight Eisenhower.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, very good, because this technique and this matrix was created by our 34th president, 5-star general president, Dwight Eisenhower Ike. And I don't think I need to tell you why. I mean, he was good at...
I think it makes sense, yeah.
You know, however you lean politically, it doesn't really matter. But, I mean, he had to have some sort of technique. He was the president of the United States. He was defending our country. So...
Yeah, you don't have to love everything about everybody in the world. But everybody in the world has something to contribute. It probably can bring value to you.
To contribute.
If you're looking for it, just look for the value and take the parts that make sense to you.
Well, this is one of the many things that stuck. You mentioned the interstate highway.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he started that system, and that's pretty good because then I wouldn't get my Amazon packages.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. So that's the backstory for it. How it works, everybody. There's 4 quadrants. So just imagine, and they're color coded. There is a green one, a yellow, a blue, and a red. Now, if you think of red as being urgent, in this model, it's not. It is your least urgent. So I love that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Green is your more urgent. And I think that says a lot. And you being a creative, you know the color red.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different way of thinking for sure.
But it kind of, and for people who get, riled up about things, it's good that it's not your urgent thing. So it's a little hard to get used to at first. But anyway, 4 quadrants. So in the green quadrant, it is your do first. So all the tasks that you need to do. Oh, and did I mention the Eisenhower Matrix, the whole thing about it is prioritizing. It's prioritizing your day and your task. Like, I'm not going to get it done.
Green's your urgent then kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Green is your do first. It is your important and urgent. So the way Dwight Eisenhower set this up is you evaluate your task with urgent and important. So green, urgent, important. Then you go to your yellow. Yellow is kind of the things that you can schedule. So they are important, but they're not as urgent. So that's your second tier.
Okay.
Then your third quadrant is blue. And these things are the things that you can delegate. So they're a little less important. Yeah. They're less important and they're maybe less urgent, but they could be important and they could be urgent for other people.
Your responsibilities, but it's okay to bring people in with your tasks.
Can somebody else do it?
Can
somebody else do it?
That's really good.
Yeah. And then in the last quadrant, it's yellow. Or red. Sorry. Red. And those are the things, and this is funny, when I was just getting myself reacquainted with this, I love the red quadrant because it's not important. Don't do it. Delete it. Boom. Everything that lands in this quadrant, move it out. Boy.
So why is it there then?
Well, I think it's to remind us. It helps us sort. So
Okay.
Eisenhower Matrix is all about sorting. It's all about sorting and decluttering and sifting through the clutter. So anyway, so those are your quadrants. So you've got your green, that's the urgent and the important. You've got your yellow, that's important but a little less urgent. You've got your blue, a little less important, a little less urgent, but it still might be those things for other people. And then you've got your red, where
You're aware of things, but if I get there, I'm great. I'm dead today. I've worked too hard. It's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Maybe I'll go into some red and see what's there.
that's it.
Just see.
Maybe.
Something I can maybe knock out. If not,
Or I
yeah,
can
I'm going to go home.
That's a good way of saying it. Or I can shift this to the weekend. Or I can shift this into a couple of weeks. But I know that in my green, I need to get on that today.
The green's priority.
Yeah.
Green's the thing. Green's more
Yeah.
important than everything else.
Green's a thing. I love it. So, old Dwight, good old Ike,
It's
kind of
interesting.
had a way.
I have a harder time connecting with that. I understand how a lot of people would, though.
Yeah,
But I kind of do this one too a little bit.
I think you do a lot.
Like
of them.
today, it's okay. I procrastinated this. This has to be today.
That-
Nothing else matters. I'm going to talk about the thing that this gets done. Then I'm going to move on, and that's my green box.
Right. I think you do both. You do it well. But y'all are gonna get sick of me talking about the sandwich generation. I just met with a friend and former colleague yesterday, and we were both talking about it. But this type of organization and the system prioritization is perfect for people who are dealing with multiple things. So it's versus the Pomodoro, it's not as, which Pomodoro is great for a student who's focusing on their schoolwork and they need to get this done. But this is kind of allowing the other parts of your life in and seeing how it all fits. It's more integrated. How about
It's about
that?
life, not just about work, right? About getting everything brought in.
We are so good.
Yeah.
We are so good. That's it.
I like it.
Okay, but is this right for you? Is the Eisenhower Matrix right for you? Okay, if you love a list, if there are lists on your Post-its, on your desk, on your calendar, on your refrigerator, you will love this method because you will take everything on your list and then you'll put it in its rightful place. Everything has its rightful place. If you feel like you run out of time in a day, the Eisenhower Matrix is for you. If you don't have enough time and you just run out every single day, let's try this technique. It might work.
Can I ask you a question on that? So how do you when you have a lot going on in your day, and I can get all this done, so you throw everything in green, and then you don't get it done? How do you start to manage that? To know what box to put it in?
I think you have to. And in our show notes, which we may not have, but we might. There's an article that helps on this. But if you don't like reading articles, I think just the mere fact of doing the exercise will help you figure out what needs to be done.
Not going to happen overnight, but the more you do it, the more it'll start to fall into place naturally.
Right.
Gotcha.
I mean, not everything can be in green.
I agree.
Time has a part to play when things are due, so that's when you get into your deadlines, who it affects. That affects which quadrant you put things in. So there's lots of things, but I will include some more details, or maybe we'll write another blog about that, because that's a blog in itself. How do you figure out which quadrant? It really is, actually. So
That's a good idea.
That's a
Yeah.
good,
Okay.
that's a good idea. Okay. If you are tired, now I love this one. If you are tired of being an order taker at your job and you want to show more of a strategic thinking pathway pattern, Eisenhower Matrix is for you. So it is it's not just doing the list and checking it off. It is realizing that there are other factors that affect those things on that list. And so I'm not going to be an order taker anymore. I'm going to tell you what needs to happen and when it needs to happen.
Big step. Big career change. Big mindset change
Different
in life.
mindset.
Yeah.
It is about the whole versus the piece.
Like that a lot.
Yeah. So Eisenhower Matrix, and obviously Dwight Eisenhower. He was moving lots of pieces. And then if you like to sort through clutter, I talked about this. If your house, when you open a drawer, you have the dividers, or like when you open the cabinets, everything is in its place.
Yep.
Then this is perfect. This is perfect for you. If your closet is color coordinated, this is your thing. This is your thing. Like, you like order. It's perfect for you. Okay, so quickly though, there are lots of platforms, lots of project management tools that you can use. And one of them though really talks about the Eisenhower method really favorably, and that's Asana. And I know that Glint used to use that as a project management tool. And so I thought this could be something that you could share your experiences about with the pros and cons of it. And then people can explore if they wanted to.
Yeah, they're great. It's a great tool. And there are a lot of other tools like that are all a little bit different. One of the biggest benefits of using a tool like it's a digital tool. So it's on your phone, it's on your desktop. You can take it with you anywhere and always have your list or your organization there and prioritize that way. And you can blend it into your personal life. You can just do it for your work. The hard part about those types of systems as an agency is you're creating a process that everyone has to follow. And as we just talked about today, we talked about two ways to maybe move yourself forward. They're two very different ways. I think I'm kind of a blend of both.
Yeah.
So when you set up a system, it tends to make you go, I'm going to follow this, and if it's not naturally your way of thinking, it's going to become a real challenge for you. So that's maybe the downfall of it. So having a system that you want to look at it this way, you can. You want to look at it this way, you can. You're a box person, great. Here's same information's there. I'm personally using the box view. Same information's there. I'm using a list view. Whatever you need to do for those things. But the great thing is it keeps everything there. It's not lost. You lose your list if you handwrite it.
That's true.
That's a stressful day.
And
right?
What you said, everybody can see it too.
Everyone can see it, and they also know what's going on. And when you talked about the yellow box, yellow box, I think.
Which
is it
one?
yellow or blue? The third one is blue.
The delegate.
Blue. Yes. It's delegate. Quickly shift that over to a different piece. Where somebody say, "Hey, I've got time. Slide those things to me." It's done.
Yeah.
There's not a big discussion that has to have with that, right?
What kind of piggybacking on what you said, on your blue box, your delegate, you can, at the end of the day, you slide that over. You start there maybe first, then any of your other tasks. Let me see how I can unload. Let me look at somebody else's and see where this can apply to them.
Yeah, it's for me, those tools are collection points for everything that has to be done. And if you're involved in a group, it's everything the group has to be done. Plus everybody's individual stuff to get those things done. So there's a lot of information in there.
Yeah.
You can get caught up in a system and want that system to work so perfectly for you that all you do is work in the system. If you remember, the system's there to work for you and help you get your stuff done. If it's taking longer to manage the system, it's the wrong system. And that's where you have to learn how to do your own thing in that regard. What works best for me. I think foundationally, you've got some really good things in place. Right? And what you do from there is apply how the best way to make that work for you.
Right.
So.
Well, that's okay. Good insight on Asana. I know we've used a lot of different things. We right now use ClickUp, which is doing just well.
Yeah, it works great for us.
It ebbs and flows. You know what you need. Okay, so some parting things or parting thoughts about the Eisenhower Matrix. Number one, you don't want to put more than 10 tasks per each quadrant.
Okay.
At all, because it's just overwhelming. And you want to shift some of that or eliminate it. You want to use a tool like Asana, ClickUp, Basecamp, Teams. That always helps with everybody else seeing it's that whole integrated mindset of things. 3, experts say you're supposed to split your professional from your personal, especially with the Eisenhower Matrix.
Good idea, I think.
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, I know it's supposed to be integrated, but you could do that. And especially with us sandwich people, we might need to do that. And then, of course, the next thing, if you don't do anything, eliminate those unnecessary tasks, and then go into your Eisenhower Matrix planning and prioritizing. So I don't know what would be unnecessary. Well, what would be unnecessary? I don't know. Ooh, if you have an idea of what is an unnecessary task to our viewers and our listeners, ooh, let's talk about it. I want to know, because I can't think of, I don't know. Then I have a problem. I think everything is necessary. So
there's a start.
Yeah. Oh, that's bad, but that's self-awareness.
It's good. That's a good thing.
All right, that's all I have.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great subject. Obviously, we can go forever on this. If you have additional questions, drop us a line. You can see the podcast on any of your favorite podcast channels. The vidcast is hosted on our YouTube channel. You can see us talking there. Drop us a line there, or just reach out to agency@theglintstandard.com. Thanks for joining us.
Yay. Give us a thumbs up if you like this episode, and also leave us some comments or questions. If you want to subscribe to the podcast, go right here. And if you want to watch past episodes, check it out right there.